eBay sellers, it's Suzanne. Thanks for coming back for another video, and just a quick one today because I want to know, are you giving eBay buyers the finger? No, not that finger. And this may seem like a picky detail, but details are very important when you have so many competitors. So I'm talking about this in your photos. The fingers, showing tags pointing to aspects of the product, just having your hands in the shot. I know a lot of you are new at this, so this is a total learning process, and your pictures will get better over time. But I do want to mention why this matters and how it can help you improve your sales if you are more careful with your photo taking. So the first reason is because of the attention to detail in your photos. Detail-oriented photos are a message to the buyer that the seller is paying close attention to everything about his business, not just the photos. Remember, how you do anything is how you do everything. So your buyer may both consciously and unconsciously make assumptions about your business and you based on your photos, because that's all they can see. That's all they have to go by are the pictures. And we all know that buyers don't read descriptions like they should, but that visual of your fingers in the photos can really hurt you. Let's think about this. If your photos lack attention to detail, buyers may also assume that you're going to fall short on other details, such as shipping may not be done right, they may not get the right item, or you could make other errors because your photos don't have that attention to detail that's needed. So whether you like it or not, buyers are going to judge you based on your photos, because that is the first thing we do as humans is we look at something and we make a judgment. And it's just a normal human reaction to do that. So I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just making you aware of how important the visual is when you are communicating with your buyers. They're going to judge you. You're going to make an impression on them one way or the other. So we want it to be a good impression. So whether you like it or not, buyers are going to judge your entire business based on your photos, because photos are all they can see. A picture really is worth 1,000 words on eBay, so keep them clean and professional and keep your fingers out of the shot. Now, the second thing to think about is to keep the human element out of your photos. Of course, we're all humans. You want to give great customer service. You want to have an accommodating attitude when you are answering their messages or questions about your item. But as far as your pictures, you want to keep you, the human element, out of the pictures. Fingers are definitely a human element. We're not going to talk about feet today. We're going to talk about fingers. So you don't want buyers to be reminded about the humans on the other end of the transaction. Now, what do I mean by that? All kinds of things go through a buyer's mind when looking at photos, and if there's things in those photos that aren't supposed to be there, you could get your buyer going off on a tangent like this. Ugh, that looks like my sister-in-law's fingernail polish. Oh, she's so annoying. I just can't stand her. I just want to push her down the stairs. Well, there you go. You've reminded the buyer of something he doesn't like, and he's probably going to click away, or subconsciously or even unconsciously not want to buy that item from you because the human element reminded him of something he does not like. Or it could be, a guy who just didn't clean his hands really well, and I've seen that in a lot of pictures. It's like, wow, that guy really needs to clean under his nails. You know, you've got to understand people are judging you on your pictures, and it's not fair, but it is what it is. So you could remind the buyer of something he doesn't like and he clicks away. So you've got to keep your photos neutral. That's why you want a plain, solid background. Uncluttered background, a backdrop, or a plain white wall is always best, without any kind of clutter, anything from your home. You don't want all that stuff in the background either. So just because you want the buyer focused on the item and not other details that could be distracting or they unconsciously don't like. Now, the third thing is it's just more professional. When you are doing eBay as a business or a hobby, you have competition. You're selling stuff on eBay to make money. Most of us are. Even if it's just a hobby, you still want to make the most money you can. I don't think I've met a person yet that says, I just like listing on eBay and I don't care if I make any money. You know, maybe those people are out there, but they're probably not watching my videos, because everybody I know and interact with on social media deal with doing their store critiques or, you know, any aspect of this business, they want to make money. So one way to do better than your competition and get more sales is to be more professional. And, you know, whether you like it or not, you've got competition, and the reason you're there is to make money. You want your items to sell faster and for a higher price than the competition. We all do. And, you know, make the profit you want to make per item. So I really encourage you to check out eBay's tutorial on photo best practices. You can just Google eBay photo guide and this PDF will come up, and this is very important as part of this business. I've just finished doing about 65 critiques, store critiques, in the last couple of days. Actually, I've lost count of how many I've done in the last month, but and photos are just so important to getting that sale. So there's several aspects of this business. Finding the items, we all love that. Taking the pictures, getting the item listed, getting it shipped properly, and every step is important. But really, photos are so important because that's how your buyers are going to judge you, is based on your photos. Now let me give you a few solutions to how to keep your fingers out of the pictures. So we all have this happen where, especially on clothing, you've got these tags that are all gnarled up and they won't lay flat. And so how do you get them to lay flat in the picture? One little hack I do is I use a piece of rolled up painter's tape and I just stick it under the tag like that. And I can use that piece of tape for the entire photo session to smooth out the tags and make them lay flat. So that's super easy. You can use the tip of a pair of small scissors, and you can see down here the tip is barely showing. I probably will crop that even more and get that out, but that's a quick way to do it. You could also use a butter knife or a safety pin, anything like that to lay the tag flat, and then just take the picture so that your item, whatever you're using to hold the tag flat, doesn't show in the shot. Now then, we've got these little tiny size tags that flip over and they're not facing the right way. You can just use a straight pin to hold that down, and it looks just like this. It's not even in the shot. Nobody would know. So those are just a few quick ideas. The painter's tape is great though, because it doesn't it comes off of anything pretty much you put it on, and you can use that for positioning things. I've used it on the back of clothing, holding things in a picture, in a photo, positioning it correctly so it doesn't flop over. Painter's tape is great. So anyway, just remember that the devil is in the details. Details are so important in your photos. If you don't know what that means, The details of a matter are its most problematic aspect. So you may have a great item and you've gotten it at a great price and you can make a lot of money on it, and your fingers are in the photos and that turns off a buyer and they don't buy it from you. So that one little thing, you did 95% of everything correctly, except that one little thing called your finger might ruin it for you. So would love to hear your comments on this. If you realized you were doing this, if you don't care and you hate this, give me a comment there. That's fine. But as someone who's been doing this business since 2003, I'm always trying to do it as professionally as possible, to be the better seller and to keep it as professional as possible, even though I'm, a work-at-home eBay reseller. I sell thrifted clothing mostly. You can still be professional to a certain level in order to beat your competition and get that sale. So leave your comments below. Would love to hear from you. Have a profitable and productive day on eBay, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.